being stabbed to death in the shower, or getting trapped inside a flooded elevator with no way out.
And while 2 people have died in flash floods that shut down parts of Israel's Tel Aviv.
Getting electrocuted, just while trying to capture a perfect sunset photo.
A man's body was dangling from a tree after he was electrocuted.
They're real stories, real people, and the brutal, unimaginable ways they lost their lives will leave you shaken.
But it wasn't a car crash that took his life. Instead, it was an energy drink.
Stick with us till the end as we uncover the most shocking deaths you've never heard about. What if the elevator you stepped into became a watertight coffin? January 4th, 2020. Tel Aviv was overwhelmed by a violent storm. Streets were underwater, cars stranded.
And while 2 people have died in flash floods that shut down parts of Israel's.
In a building on Nadav Street, 25-year-olds Dean Shoshani and Stav Harari, young, in love, full of plans, entered their building's elevator. It jammed underground. Then water rushed in. The basement was flooding fast. Power cut out. The doors shorted and locked. Trapped, Dean and Stav called for help. Stav reached emergency services. Dean pounded on the doors. Residents heard their screams and tried to break through, but the water climbed too fast. It took emergency responders 30 to 60 minutes to reach them with scuba gear. By the time they opened the doors, the elevator was nearly submerged. Dean and Stav were pulled out, unresponsive. They died not just because of the storm, but because of failure. The elevator had been reported faulty. The drainage system collapsed. The emergency response was slow. Their deaths shocked the nation. Thousands attended their funerals. 2 years later, the case was closed. No one was held criminally responsible. This wasn't a freak accident. It was a preventable tragedy. A system failed, while Dean and Stav drowned, trapped, just floors away from safety. How far would you go for the perfect photo? It was Saturday evening, February 8, 2014, in Tustin, California. The sunset was a masterpiece, gold and crimson streaking the sky. David Strom Jr., 28, wanted to capture it from a new perspective. He climbed a tree in his backyard, a place he'd scaled many times before, searching for beauty in the everyday. He snapped a photo and shared it on Facebook, a final glimpse of the world as he saw it. After that, silence. Calls and messages from friends and family went unanswered. As darkness fell, worry grew. They searched the neighborhood, calling his name, but the night hid its secrets. Morning brought heartbreak. In the grass beneath the tree, David's phone. Above, tangled in the branches and high-voltage wires, was David, motionless. He had reached for the perfect shot, not realizing the danger inches away. The electrical current had claimed him instantly. Firefighters arrived, using special equipment to reach him nearly 40 feet above the ground. The operation lasted an hour, with power cut to dozens of homes so they could safely recover his body. There were no signs of foul play, just a tragic accident, a dreamer caught in the wrong place at the wrong moment. David's life ended in pursuit of beauty, his final sunset immortalized in a single photo. Those who loved him remember his passion, his kindness, and his restless search for wonder. He simply wanted a better view, never knowing it would cost him everything. A sunset, a photograph, and a loss that lingers, a moment frozen forever, framed by silence and sorrow. You're home, safe. The shower's running, steam curling through the air, the world outside fading away. But what if the real danger isn't out there? It's already inside. At around 4 p.m. on Monday, 17-year-old Tyler Wade, a junior at Tomball Memorial High School in Texas, was doing what any teen might do after a long day, unwinding, washing off the world. But as the water ran, so did his time. That afternoon, Pedro Sanchez, another 17-year-old, was at the Wade home. They weren't close, barely acquaintances, but what happened next was pure nightmare. With a kitchen knife clutched in his hand, Sanchez slipped into the bathroom. In the place Tyler felt most secure, Sanchez unleashed a frenzy of violence, stabbing Tyler again and again, neck, chest, back. The attack was so savage, police called it something out of a horror film. Tyler tried to fight, but the surprise and the small, slippery space left him defenseless. His mother, just rooms away, heard the chaos and called 911. But it was too late. Tyler bled to death in his own home, in the most vulnerable of places. Sanchez fled, knife still dripping, but didn't get far. A neighbor, seeing the blood and the weapon, confronted him. When Sanchez refused to drop the knife, the neighbor shot and killed him. No one ever truly learned why. The motive vanished with Sanchez. Tyler was remembered as kind, quiet, the last person you'd expect to meet such a fate. A bathroom, a shower, a knife. A life stolen in a heartbeat, and a community left shattered. Sometimes the scariest monsters don't knock. They slip right through the front door.
Many of us do without even thinking about it. We drink coffee, maybe an energy drink, or a soda just to wake up in the morning. But too much caffeine is now being blamed for a 16-year-old's death.
Everyday habits. Coffee before class, a soda at lunch, an energy drink to push through practice. Harmless, right? But for 16-year-old Davis Allen Kripe, these routine choices turned fatal. April 26, 2017, Spring Hill High School, South Carolina. Davis was healthy, athletic, full of life. That day, he grabbed a McDonald's latte, then a large Diet Mountain Dew. Finally, an energy drink, chugged, all within 2 hours. No alcohol, no drugs. Davis was known for steering clear of both, just caffeine. Minutes after finishing his drinks, Davis collapsed in class. His friends watched in shock as he was rushed to the hospital. Doctors tried everything, but it was too late. The official cause, a caffeine-induced cardiac event, his heart's rhythm spiraled out of control. No hidden heart condition, no warning signs, just a lethal storm of caffeine, speed, and youth. The coroner was clear. This wasn't a classic caffeine overdose, but the rapid combination, especially chugging that energy drink, overwhelmed his system. For most adults, this amount might be routine, but for a teenager, it proved catastrophic. The news stunned the nation. How could a legal, everyday substance kill? Experts warned, teens are more vulnerable, and energy drinks are never safe for kids. Davis's father, Sean Kripe, spoke out in heartbreak.
But it wasn't a car crash that took his life. Instead, it was an energy drink.
Davis wasn't reckless. He wasn't chasing a thrill. He just wanted to stay awake. But in less than 2 hours, 3 drinks, 1 latte, 1 soda, 1 energy drink, stole a promising life before the final bell even rang. Let Davis's story be a warning. Sometimes the most ordinary choices can become the most tragic. Each of these deaths is a haunting reminder of how fragile and unpredictable life can be. One wrong move, one random twist of fate, and the ordinary becomes fatal. Would you rather drown in silence or be struck down in a flash of electricity? It's chilling to think how quickly everything can change. Tell us in the comments, which of these was the most terrifying? Have you ever had a close call yourself? We want to hear your stories. Hit that like button, subscribe for more spine-tingling tales, and stay close, because the next part is even darker than this one. Until then, stay safe and stay curious.